Hey, I'm on a tree. Somebody on the internet said I needed to touch grass, so here I am. Anyway, today I decided to talk about one of my favorite comic book characters, and that would be the Devil Hulk, created by Paul Jenkins. His hit run, The Incredible Hulk, issues 12 and 13, where he appeared. I decided to talk about him because I feel he's a pretty interesting character amongst the Hulk mythos. You see, he appeared as one of Bruce Banner's evil personas. As we all know, Bruce Banner has dissociative identity disorder, which is a pretty rare mental illness in which you have different alters in your head and they are all different people and stuff. So, the Savage Hulk is his sort of like child self. The Gray Hulk is his sort of teen self. The Merged Hulk or the Professor is a sort of merging of all the positive aspects of every one of those. But I decided to talk about one of the evil ones, or evil, so-called evil ones, quote unquote. And that would be the Devil Hulk. The Devil Hulk appeared in 2000 by the writer Paul Jenkins, and he's appeared to be sort of this evil, sort of snaky, lizardy sort of creature that hid in the recesses of Bruce Banner's mind. And his entire goal is basically just to destroy the Earth, destroy the world, and just be a very bad dude, very bad, evil lizard man. He appeared twice in issue 13 and issue 27 to 28, where he trapped Bruce in his own mind. And those stories are actually pretty interesting because they always deal with Bruce Banner's trauma, his relationship with his father, and his relationship with his mental illness. That really doesn't seem like people try to talk about in these comics a lot, which is unfortunate because the most interesting aspect of this entire of the Hulk mythos is Bruce Banner's mental illness and his relationship with his father and his trauma and all those things. That's when the Hulk comics are basically at its peak, not the whole boom boom punching and fighting and the destruction. Like, that's cool, but that's not the real reason why a lot of Hulk fans read his comics. It's not a lot of the smart Hulk fans like myself. But yeah, the character would not really appear for years, all the way up until 2018, where Al Ewing decided to bring him back in their Immortal Hulk series. You see, before then, Bruce had died, and he died in this whole Civil War II crossover event. By the way, that event sucked. Nobody liked it. I certainly didn't. Anyway, he died. He was shot in the head by a Hawkeye with like these sort of arrows that hit his hypothalamus, which is like, I think, the main part of the brain that sort of does your emotions or whatever. I don't know. I'm not really into brain stuff. Anyway, when he came back, apparently he decided, oh well, Hulk is immortal. That's why he came back, and this sort of opened the way for the Devil Hulk to return and become the primary Hulk persona. And in this entire series, we discover what the Devil Hulk was supposed to be. Not this sort of evil, maniacal, deep, dark secrets of Bruce Banner's mind, but rather he was supposed to be a sort of coping mechanism for having such a terrible dad. If you don't know, in the Hulk mythos, Bruce Banner's dad sucks. He's a total knob, to put it slightly. I'll probably put some like pictures up here just to show you all of his crimes against humanity. This entire point of the Devil Hulk is to cope with Bruce not having a father, but because Bruce can't, think of love without pain, he decided to create this sort of evil or sort of evil persona as this, you know, very protective but also very violent and a lizardly thing that wants to kill anybody who dares to hurt Bruce. And that was the entire origins of the Devil Hulk. And it was super interesting for the most part until he fucking died. Spoiler alert. He was killed by the leader who was just so happened to go into Bruce's mind. Let me backpedal a bit here. You see, throughout the entire series, we find out that gamma radiation isn't just a scientific thing, but also a giant mystical, magical force that draws its power from hell. Yes, you heard that correctly. Bruce draws his power from the devil in the Marvel Universe, called the One Below All. It's this whole thing. It gets crazy. I'll probably talk about it later, but yeah, Bruce's powers are like mystical, I guess, now. Anyway, this entire point was being said because the Devil Hulk is a cool character. And he's a super interesting character, and it's too bad we don't see a lot more of him after the Immortal Hulk run because of his because of his death. But I feel that if the writers should bring him back, because they definitely should, and they should definitely delve deeper into all of those things, such as Bruce Chalmers, a bit more, and bring back the other Hulk personas. Because in the new runs right now, they just decided not to bring them back for some reason. And yeah, that's basically my entire point right now. I know I'm just rambling, but I thought this was a pretty interesting sort of character I wanted to talk about, get off my chest without a script or anything, even though I never have scripts for these videos. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll chat you later.